Anatolia, the place where we are now, was a new world, like the United States nowadays. All the brains, goes there, So this part of the land was shortly conquered before. So almost whole society is Christian, Greek and Armenian. It was under the Byzantine, just the Muslim Turks came and conquered a part of the Anatolia. So what? The public is over there. You come militarily and politically, but the land, the villager, even the city people are still Christian. So what will happen? You need someone to conquer the heart, not the battlefield. So not only Mevlana''s group, the other group of people has been invited to Anatolia. Hacı Bektaş Veli is over there in Kırşehir, Kayseri, all those areas, Cappadocia, East Cappadocia area, Hacı Bektaş Veli. And between Mediterranean and Agency Corner, Seyyid Harun Veli. And so many of them, which I don't remember the name of most of them, has been invited or they came consciously as a work to do, as a job to do. So the family of Mevlana, his father, most probably aimed to come here to do dawah or has been invited. We don't care. But they need it. Those kind of people need it in this part of the world. So what happened? From Bel to Nishabur, Mashhad, Baghdad, Medina, Mecca. They do Hajj. Then return back, Medina, Damascus, Antioquia, today we call Hatay. Then Kayseri, Sivas, not Konya, the Karaman. Tomorrow we will go there. 90 kilometers south of Konya. What happened? Yesterday they came to Konya. 3rd May. Literature, all kinds of. So these are all Mevlevi people has made it. When you read this signature, Mevlevi artists you can see. Only that one, the track one is.
Bursts into flame, it swallows up the believers and the faithless together. When the bird of truth opens its wings, all the images fly away. That's my reading.
They are telling that there is three interpretation for the traveling of Rumi and his family.
Yes.
What is clear among the writings of the father is that he was mostly disappointed of not being in center of any attention in Balkh, and that's the reason he started kind of the career journey. And the journey of the Rumi possibly is not because of the fear of the Mongols, and mostly it's because of the career journey of his father. They came, they tried to settle down inside Iran, but it was also impossible because there was some sort of the great sheikh here. They came to Konya for two clear reasons. One reason is that the Seljuqis of Rome were more established in terms of being peaceful and having more diplomatic relation. Also, they made this diplomatic relation with Mongols. After, in the attack of the Mongols, what they do is that they even accept the hegemony of Mongols, and their kings and their governors would be replaced by the orders of the Mongols. So there was not much war possible here, and the father was coming to a region which was actually new Muslim region, so had more possibility of having more people around himself and do his career as a sheikh.
به حج رفته کجایید کجاییست بتخانه همین جاست بیایید بیایید گر صورت بی صورت معشوق ببینید هم خواجه و هم خانه و هم کعبه شمایید یک عمر از این راه بر آن بام برفتید یک بار از این خانه بر آن بام برآیید بس دیگه
So maybe just to start the conversation, I might just say, so who is your sense of Rumi? Who is Rumi? And we've had a chance to wander around this morning to be in his space, and so each of you will have some ideas about who Rumi is.
I think Rumi is a great networker in the world. That's why we are here, and we are going to have lots of great impressions, and I'm sure we will have a fruitful time, and it will be a great work at the end.
Maulana is not belong to a country or a ground, especially ground, because when in all the world read his poetry and they can realize the poetry, he can believe for all of us.
Rumi was existing in my life from my 6th up to now, and but there was one question about that: to whom belongs Rumi? I believe that any poet, any poetry does belong to their readers. So whenever there is a reader and loving that text, that poems belong to him. Even a poet, after writing his own poetry, he's just his own reader and nothing more.
Rumi's work just truly fascinates me because he is so full of contradictions sometimes. And I love that. I think that's what makes him so interesting. And sometimes I think I understand something or who he is or what he's saying, and then you read something else and it's completely the opposite of what he just said. And so does it have to do with our own understanding, with his own growth? That just fascinates me.
I was impressed by Mevlana''s poems when I was a teenager. And about 10 years ago, I selected about 70 ideas from his Mesnevi and wrote brief poems, like paraphrasing in Turkish, of course. This year, there is a play I've written about Rumi and Shams, based on a trilogy.
Rumi was part of my memory of my childhood. And the Sufist poets among the Kurds in my region, they are part of our everyday life, so that we know them almost unconsciously. I mean, when you see, a great prolific poet like Rumi, who writes tens of thousands of lines, like Zarathustra, who was said to write 1 million lines of poetry. For us, it was something very natural. He's a spiritual master, humble, simple. The way he uses to teach is the metaphor, like the Christ, like Buddha. That Rumi is everyone's and no one's at the same time. And there was, a teacher who taught me the Arab traditional meters, al-buhur. Once I said that, but this story Rumi is saying is a Kurdish one. I was a boy, 14 years old. And he said, no, this story is no one's and everyone's. And if you want to write something like a Rumi, you have to be no one.
He also composed poems with special languages because the words in his poems always dance and show what is the music's side of the poems. For instance, when I say to you and when I say this poem, tan tananan tananan tananaha yahu dartanu sautu lisanam tananaha yahu. Like this, many other poems of Maulana is such very high, composed in a high level. Therefore, we can study, we can analyze Maulana's poems from different ways.
نکته قابل توجه این هست که مولوی درسته که به ظاهر وارث سنایی و عطار هست، در این شکی نیست، ولی تعالی بخش همه اندیشه عرفانی جهان اسلام هست، منهای اینکه اندیشه عرفانی که بعداً در اندلس توسط ابن عربی رشد کرد و به عنوان یک مکتب فلسفی بیشتر در جهان اسلام مطرح شد. اگر مکتب ابن عربی رو از عرفان اسلامی منها بکنیم، تقریباً همه اندیشه های عرفانی جهان اسلام رو مولوی یک جا جمع کرد.
I compare these poems to the first ghazal of Hafiz. That is the same aim in two poems. The Maulana says three conditions of human beings, human rights, human. From Mabda and life and Ma'ad. Three conditions of insan, human rights.
But when you think of Greek philosophy of Plato and Socrates, you cannot, you always, one of them, you will remember the other. Like Shams and Jalaluddin Rumi. They are connected, very well connected. And in the Ghazal, when the poet mentions himself as an absent person, in the last two lines, like when Timaeus, when Plato, for the first time in the dialogues, when he's describing the death of Socrates, he cannot describe his friend, so he makes himself absent. Yes. Like in the Ghazal. Yes. Yeah. And for Ibn Arabi, the way when we were even talking that al-Mathnawi, which means it has to do with the meaning of two, which means the thing and its, let's say, the contradictions. Always, this double words in the Rumis and in Ibn Arabi. Even when Ibn Arabi imagined al-Buraq, he said that it's not the horse, not the ass or the donkey, it's the mule, with a mixture of the two. And he said that everything, that the universe is an open book. And that we are all of us are the words of the God. Since the very beginning of the universe, God spoke us, like Baudelaire and the symbolists said, that we are all words of God. But he said that, but God is light. And when he said that, if we are the words, where the shadows of these things in the vast darkness went. He said that in every creature, there are the shadows of two letters, kun. When God says, kun fayakun, that every creature has two shadows of two letters. But in Arabic, the verb has three letters. It's kana. When it is imperative, it's kun. And he said that the rule of the poet and the thinker is to look for the absent shadow of the absent letter.
Wow.
We don't know who the real Rumi was. We can't. He's gone. As every human being passes away. But I think for all of us, Rumi is a mirror. You look into him and you see a reflection of yourself. So that's the spirit to which I come, in which I come to this program.
I started heard about Maulana and especially Maulana's name when I was 9 and around 9 and 10. My grandfather and the elder, some other elder in the place which I live, get together on Friday's night, and they make a program like Allahu program and reading Masnavi. And me as a girl that growing up didn't allow to go to that program, to join it. And I really like when they read Masnavi with sounds, with music, or like when the way which they read Masnavi, I really liked it. And I sat next to the door, back of the door, and I just want to hear what they are reading. And after that, when the Taliban go away from Afghanistan, I started to go to school and start to can read Masnavi and other books. I'm not an expert of Maulana, which I said I'm a student now, and just I'm a big lover of Maulana and Masnavi.
It is written that 3 people wrote about Rumi, which was maybe the best. It was Sultan Walad, his son, Aflaki, and Sepasalar, and thousands of researchers, thousands of people who loved him. He didn't accept there is in the word imamer och profeter, because varje man can by heart be good, be perfect through his heart, not with help of others. Just this touch, this real touch. The reality, the truth, and love for him was very important. He loved music, he loved dancing, he loved women, he loved men, he loved flowers, he loved sun, he loved everything. He was in love with the life and with the world. He was not Muslim, and he was the greatest one and the greatest clever poet in the world that fight against censorship. He gave a frame of Islamic Islamic frame to his poems, not to be loose, not to be burned, not to be accepted. So he was very brave.
When we are approaching to Rumi, we cannot always put him inside just the Islamic discourse. He is coming from Balkh, and that part of that part of geography were living for years and centuries Sufis, Buddhists, and the metaphor of ney, this flute there, reed, has very close relation to many Buddhistic texts. And Rumi, these parts accepted Islam very lately, and the Buddhist influence and Buddhist thought were existing there. So we can always, from Hallaj to Rumi, we can always, beside the Islamic discourse, we have to have always, constantly a Buddhistic discourse. And that's one side that could extend us to see, for example, Bhagavad Gita or Paragya Paramita, here in Rumi. One of the saying that they say, one of the hadiths of the Prophet, which have been created by the Islamic mystics, it says that Allahumma arina al-ashya'i kama hi. This hadith is not certain, it's an exact translation of a sentence, a phrase, a Buddhist phrase.
He is very different imam, different hoja, different mullah. When Mevlana listened to sentence, say, if I were living in the valley I have teaching Shariat in the madrasa. But here is Rumi's land, Rumi's country, and there is soul of only poetry, only poetry. Here's soul language is a poem. First idea. Then other idea, I think it is very, for me, famous sentence, but maybe some people not know this sentence. About Mevlana says, he isn't prophet, but he has book. I think two idea, it is very impressive and very useful idea for me understanding Mevlana.
آواز بلند با توکل آذانی اشتر ببر. مثنوی اگر بخوام یک رفلکسی از قرآن است، از احادیث، اونجا که میگوید که بله، اونجا که میگه مثنوی من چو قرآن مدل هادی بعضی و بعضی را مزل. ببینید ما در یک مجمعی نشستیم که همه تحصیل کردیم.
آن نفسی که با خودی خود تو شکار پشه ای و نفسی که بی خودی پیر کنار آیدد آن نفسی که با خودی بسته ابر قصه ای و نفسی که بی خودی مه کنار آیدد آن نفسی که با خودی یار کناره می کند و نفسی که بی خودی باده یار آیدد و نفسی که با خودی همچو خزان فسرده ای و نفسی که بی خودی دی چو بهار آیدد
بنمای رخ که باغ و گلستانم آرزوست بگشای لب که قند فراوانم آرزوست ای آفتاب حسن برون آدمی ز ابر کان چهره مشعشع تابانم آرزوست بشنیدم از هوای تو آواز طبل باز آمدم که صاحب سلطانم آرزوست گفتی ز ناز بیش مرنجان مرا برو آن گفتنت که بیش مرنجانم آرزوست
But we don't know almost anything about Shamsi Tabrizi, about his child and his adult.
اینجوری که رئیس تیم فوتبال جلو شمس بشه تیم فوتبالیست.
I'm the citizen of Maulana. I live in the city which Maulana was born, Balkh. And me as a citizen of Maulana, as a Balkhian, really want to know that how the world is thinking about like my citizen. You know, now I can say that Maulana is not just a Balkan poet or a person that we can say that belongs to Balkh, belongs to Afghanistan. Maulana's words, Maulana's poet is now a world poet, a humanity poet.
هیچ خودم تصور نمی‌کردم که من روزی وارد شهری میشم، وارد جایگاهی میشم که مولانای بزرگ در اون نفس کشیده و این برای من هنوز هم یک سوال هست. من مولانا شناسی نخواندم، من هنوز خیلی کوچکتر از او هستم که بخوایم در مورد مولانا حتی فکر بکنم ولی من امروز اینجا هستم در قونیه، در جایی که مولانا زندگی کرده، نفس کشیده، راه رفته و هستی را، آسمان را، عشق، زیبایی را، همه را.
I think I am in the moment when Rumi see the drop of blood of Shams, but doesn't see his body, the disappeared Shams. What I see there is that the presents have been lost and the symbol, a drop of blood, remained. And I remember a part of a poem by Stanescu, a Romanian poet, telling that I am a drop of blood that speaks. And I see myself now in that drop of blood.
من مولانا را شخصیت یافتم که خواندن اشعار او در انسان روح را میدمه، دمیدن یک روح نو، یک فکر تازه، یک اندیشه نو در اشعار مولانا دریافت می شود. من مولانا را شخصیت متفق به تمام مردم، به تمام ادیان یافتم. من اشعار او را دیدم که او از مافاق الطبیعه حرف میزند، او از عالم سود بیرون، در عالم لاهوت و ماوراء الطبیعت حرف میزند.
جلال الدین Rumi was a great poet. He wrote lots of poems like Masnavi and Ghazals, and also he wrote some verses in Persian language. Therefore, Maulana is a very important person in mysticism and the world of poetry.
هو اللي كان فارسي وبيعيش بمنطقة فيها كثير من اللغات وفيها كثير من اختلاط المعارف والديانات والأفكار، مثل ما هي هون حتى موجودة بهذا الملتقى، واللي أنا بالنسبة لي بشوف أهميته بتطلع بوقت تالي لما الواحد يرجع لوحده ويفكر كمان من جديد بالموضوع.
What should we as poets from around the world know about Rumi? What's the most important thing we should know about him?
Şiirden hoşlanıyorlar, hikayelerden hoşlanıyorlar. Onun için Allah'ın mesajlarını onlara şiirle anlatıyorum, hikayeyle anlatıyorum.
The question we keep asking is, who is Mevlana?
Bence büyük babam. Hazreti Mevlana Peygamber Efendimizin yolunda giden, İslamiyet'i anlatan bir büyük velidir. Bir şair olmanın çok ötesinde bir velidir.
We wanted to give you a book that we made some years ago. We brought together poets from 5 countries.
Çok teşekkür ediyorum. Bu kitabı daha önce duymuştum ve beyefendinin elinden almış olmak beni çok mutlu etti. Çok teşekkür ederim. You know, we kiss each other's hand like that. Kiss my hand. The meaning of this, all the souls are the same level.
Yes. All the souls are the same level.
Yes.
Thank you.
And the meaning of this, you are in my heart.
You are in my heart.
Eyvallah.
Chicken.
Okay, Muhammad appears. Good girl.
You can take a look around and
Süper. Nerede o? Burada yaptı, şurada yaptı. Vay canına.
I'm taking away a greater knowledge of the poetry of Rumi, of the time in which he lived, of the place, the country, but also I am taking away unexpected connections that were made with people whom I haven't known at all, or whom I've known through the internet, or whom I've known a bit through their work, and I look forward enormously to this conversation, continuing with the memory of this sunlight and this blue sky, and even the memory of the women in hijab crowding into the Rumi Museum to touch the manuscript or to pore over the case in which with the manuscript in it and touch the relics and think about what that means.
مولانا تمام جهان را، تمام انسانها را با هم برادر و برادر و برابر می‌داند و از یک جنس می‌داند و تمام اونها را برای رسیدن به تعالی و یک جامعه بزرگ که دارای وحدت است راهنمایی می‌کند. مولانا در زبان خودش آنچنان بیان می‌کنه و لفظ را آنچنان می‌گیرد که تمام افراد را می‌تواند تشویق کند و به درجه و پایه‌ای برساند که خود در آنجا دیده است. مولانا انسان را برابر با اندیشه می‌داند، اندیشه‌ای که می‌تواند او را فراتر ببرد، اندیشه‌ای که می‌تواند به دریایی وصل بشود به ناکجا آباد و جهانی که بسیار بسیار گسترده و پهناور است، آنجا که می‌گوید ای برادر تو همه اندیشه‌ای ما بقی خود استخوان و ریشه‌ای. صحبت کردن در این باره بسیار فرصت و مجالی بزرگ می‌خواهد. من در همین جا صحبتم را تمام می‌کنم.
His message to the world forever, in from the future, in the past, and in the present, is that every human being has to think, to go to himself and find this huge capacity for give love to others, give love to the world, to everything. And that's why I love him.
Benim doğum yerim, benim doğduğum yer. Konya'yı seviyorum. Fakat bu toplantı vesilesiyle tekrar Konya'ya geldiğim zaman çok başka şeyler hissettim. Hissettiğim temel şey şu: Mevlana'nın eserlerinde anlattığı birbirinden farklı ama insan olma özünü taşıyan farklı ülkelerden, farklı dinlerden, farklı dillerden insanların onun çağrısı altında birleşebileceğini, birbirlerini daha çok anlayabileceklerini ve önyargılarından kurtulabileceklerini bir kez daha görmüş oldum.
It's important to also think about what Rumi did for people. And I've come to some important discoveries about how Rumi accepted women into the spiritual tradition and the fact that he held them in such high esteem. He had women in his very close family circle, he had female disciples, he corresponded with female mystics. And so I've come to understand Rumi as the best kind of humanist, even though Islam claims him as his own. But so do all the other great spiritual traditions, because Rumi was somebody universal, like Shakespeare. So again, we have to look at the things that Rumi did for other people. He taught them about the divine. He taught them about love, about surrender, about abandon, submission. And he taught them how to be joyful and joyous.
آنچه که مولوی را بیش از همه ممتاز می‌کند در بخش غزل و برای همه جهانیان شاعر هست، تجربه روحانی مشترک انسانی اوست و این پیام جهانی مولوی است. یعنی نحوه بیان مولوی اونقدر عالمگیر هست که فارغ از ملیت، زبان، اعتقاد، او بیان خودش رو کاملا شفاف اعلام می‌کند.
At the age of 60, it's my first visit to Mevlana, to Konya, and it is ironic because he has been one of my mentors, and from Istanbul to Konya it took me around 45-50 years. It has been a long trip. I've been to other parts of the planet, but maybe this was the right time and the ripe time, because after having experienced all the other parts, almost all the other parts of the planet, I came, and this is one of the turning points in my life.
هر که درون نیست از این عشق رنگ نزد خدا نیست به جز چوب و سنگ. عشق برآورد ز هر سنگ آب، عشق تراشید ز آیینه زنگ. کفر به جنگ آمد و ایمان به صلح، عشق بزد آتش در صلح و جنگ. Translation is, anyone not touched with the color of this love is no more than a stone or wood to God. Love draws water even from a stone. Love scrapes off the rust from a mirror. Infidels come for war, faithfuls for peace. Love sets fire to both peace and war.
می شدم در فنا چو مه بی پا، اینت بی پا و طرفه بی سود و بی زیان که منم. گفتم آنی بگفت های خموش، در زبان نامده است آن که منم.
مرا حق the God created me from the wine of love. I am the love itself, even if death could take me. I am the drunkenness, and my origin is the wine of love. Tell that what comes out of wine but kindness.
Muslim was reading that poem. Didn't that remind you of Whitman's first lines?
I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul, I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air, born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin.
Aşkın dili yok, geçip gitti sessizce. Kim tutar eteğini yere düşen yağmurun? Biz geldik, bir bir geldik, beraber geldik. İnsan ne kadar çoğalsa o kadar tek. Çünkü Tanrı'dan gelir.
Saying goodbye. Do you know this? You go. You
Just
clasp,
a second.
You clasp
Yes.
like this, right? You kiss? No.
No, no.
No.
Wait.
You're gonna. I'm gonna kiss your hand. You kiss my hand.
Oh, yeah.
and then cross the heart.
آنقدر بوسیدم بوسیدمش باید بگم ترجمه کن
Like this.
I can see. Oh, hi.